Before this video begins, I just want to say take your guess for how many times I say "and then" throughout this video. Leave it in the comments below. Hello everyone, welcome to a new video and welcome to 2024. And to start off this year, I am going to do my reading wrap up for the entire year of 2023. Now, I read 101 books total. Now, some of the books you will not be seeing physically because I either unhauled them or I had to read them for class and then I returned them to the bookstore, or they were on Kindle or audio. So, I have Goodreads pulled up on my computer and I'm just going to show you all my books, physical and non-physical. Though non-physical, I'll pop a picture on the screen and then I'm just going to tell you what I rated it. If I have something to say, like a one word or like, I don't know, a sentence or something, review, I'll tell you. Like, non-spoiler, obviously. And this is inspired by Destiny Sidwell and like everyone else doing their yearly book wrap-ups. Let's get to it. The first 3 books are Kindle Unlimited and they're all by Zoe Draven. We're starting from January to December. And the first one is The Aliens Obsession, and I rated it a 3.5. They're just entertaining and easy to read, and they're really quick to read. So that's one reason why I read them. But also, like, I don't know what it is. And then we have The Alien Seduction, which now that I think about it, the rating that I have right now, I'm going to change to a 3.75. It shows 4 stars on here, but a 3.75. And then we have The Aliens Claim, which I have it rated 4 stars. And I might go back to that and change it if I need to as well. But for now, 4 stars. Well, actually, no. I'll change it to a 3.5 because, or a 3.75 as well. Because they were fun to read and I really enjoyed them when I read them, but I haven't thought about them since. And now we have a reread, and it is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Do I need to say any more? Is it my favorite of the series? No, but it's the first book of the series. But also, I just wanted to relive. And it's rated out of 5 stars. And then we have a book that was part of a book that I had to read for a class. And it is Zarar, the Windseeker, and I rated that a 1 star. I don't recommend. And then we have Light Lark by Alex Astor, and I really enjoyed this book, and I rated it a 4.5 star. And then we have The Cruel Prince, which I did Kindle-wise / audio. I rated it a 3 star. The amount of times I say that I do not like this book, I think I'm just going to have to rate it a 2 star. Then we have some more class books, so I don't have them physically. Sisters of the Neversea, 2 stars. Not for me. It's just not for me. And then Felix Ever After, a 2.5 stars. So in between average, mid / not for me. It just has the like friends to lovers trope, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. And then we have Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. I rated it a 3.5. It was very good, but I'm just not a poetry person. And then this one is not for a class, and it is The Demon Prince by Amanda Aggie, and I rated a 1 star, and my review is boredom. I got bored very quickly. And then the next book was for class, and it is Elasto. I don't know if that's how you say it, but Elasto by Little Darcy Badger. Or I give that book a 3.5. It was one of the ones that I enjoyed most of the ones that I read for class. And then we have Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare, and it is book 3, and I love my favorite. I gave it a 4 star. It's my favorite of this trilogy. I love it so much. And then we have another Kindle book, Possessed, and it is by Tana Stone, and it was a fun, quick read. And I rated it a 2 star. I think these ratings were like kind of before I made like my rating system. And then one that I audiobooked is Banished, which is book 3 of the Story Makers. Yeah, The Story Makers by Betsy Scow, and I rated it a 3.5. And then we have another reread, and it is Again But Better by Christine Riccio. This is like a comfort book for me, and it is a 5 star. For me, it's a 5 star. I don't care what anyone else thinks. It's a 5 star for me. And then another class book, Apple Skin to the Core by Eric Gainsworth, 2.5. interesting, but... So I removed the rating, no rating for this book, because I didn't realize that it was memoir. No rating. Anyway, and then we have These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, and it is book 1, and I gave it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it, and it put me through a whirlwind. Man, a whirlwind in the best way possible. And then another book that I did have physically, but I unhauled it because I just don't think I'm going to pick it up again, and it is 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. And I rated it a 3-star. It was a fun, quick read, and the audiobook really makes the book better. And then we have another favorite of mine this year, and it is Snow and Poison by Melissa De La Cruz, book 2, the first one being Cinder and Glass, and I rated it a 4-star. And then we have True Beauty, Volume 1, 5-star. Love it. I just love it. I want the other volumes too, but I just don't have them yet. And then we have One Last Stop, and I rated it a 3-star. I think I audiobooked it. It was okay. And then we have all the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. Divergent being 3 stars, Insurgent being 4 stars. My favorite book of the entire series, trilogy, whatever. And then Allegiant was a 3-star, and then 4 was a 1-star. And then I have You Bet Your Heart by Daniel Parker. I rated that a 4-star, but I don't remember rating it. Hear the vacuum, you hear the vacuum. So I'm going to change it to a 3-star. And then we have The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee, and I gave it a 4-star. Very enjoyable. One of my few historical fictions that I've read, and it was very, very enjoyable, like I said. The audiobook was very nice, too, because I did audiobook it out. Some of it outward. And then we have another reread, Better Together by Christine Riccio. 5-star. I love it so much. It was just so fun. And then we have This Woven Kingdom by Tahira Mafi, and I rated it a 4-star. And then we have The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare, book 1 of The Oldest Curses. I rated it a 3-star because I did enjoy it, but it's not my favorite. And then this one, I believe this one is on, and it is The Heartbreak Hypothesis by Danielle Talbury, and I gave it a 3-star. I don't really have anything else to say. And then I audiobooked Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and I gave it a 4-star because I did enjoy it. And once again, Alice in Wonderland type retellings, I'm bound to love them. And then we have Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco, and I rated it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it, and I actually did not see where it was taking me as I was reading it. Okay, well, I'm going to take a break for a second because of that. The next book is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, and I rated it a 4-star. It was very enjoyable. And then I audiobooked Mysteries of Thorn Manor, which is like a novella, and I gave that a 3-star. And then we have another Kindle book, and it is Craving in His Blood by Zoe Draven. It's book 2 of this series, and I gave it a 3-star. I think I just really had my expectations from the first one were like just higher because I really enjoyed that one, but a 3-star. And then we have a book that I audiobooked this one, and it's Fable by Adrienne Young, and I gave it a 3-star. And then I have They're Watching You by Chelsea Chasso. I don't know how to say her last name, and I gave it a 2-star. And then there's Red Hood by Elena K. Arnold, which is a book that I unhauled. 1-star. I was disappointed. It was weird, and I found myself skimming. Anyway, and then a audiobook, House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. I like the dark fairy tale vibes, but I didn't really feel connected to any of the characters. And then we have another audiobook, Unbirthday by Liz Braswell. And I rated it a 4-star, and it is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. And then we have another Kindle book, The Aliens by Ella Blake. I rated it a 2-star. Not my favorite. And then we have another reread, because I reread it to annotate it. And that is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood, book 1 of the Crescent City series. This is a 4-star. It's not a 5, because it did start off a little slow. But on the reread, enjoyed it even more, and the annotating just made it so much more fun. And then another audiobook, What Once Was Mine, also by Liz Braswell, and I rated it a 4-star. It was a really enjoyable one, and it was one of my favorites of her books, I think. Well, aside from Unbirthday, that one I really enjoyed. because I also want to be a retelling. And then we have another audiobook, Into the Wild by Aaron Hunter, one of the Warriors books. I gave it a 3-star. A 3.5 star. But I gave it a 5 out of 5 for nostalgia. And then I read on my Kindle Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen because I watched the movie for the first time. And I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Then I audiobooked the first Pretty Little Liars book by Sarah Shepard, 3.5. And then we have another reread, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and a 4.5 stars. And then we have The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, and I gave it a 3-star. Just because it's giving immature. Like, not the writing, like, character-wise. Like, main character giving immature in this book. And then a Kindle book I read, The Second Mrs. Astor by Shauna Abe, and I gave it a 4-star. And then another Kindle book, To Catch a Fae, which is like a novella like that comes before the first book, by Mila Young, and I gave it a 4-star because I devoured it, but also it wasn't that long. And then Blood and Promise by Miranda Lynn, 3.5 star. And then Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon, I gave it a 3-star. Then we're going into a few two short stories that I had to read for class. So we have the other two by Edith Wharton, and I gave it a 3-star. And then The Walking Woman by Mary Hunter Austin, and I gave it a 2-star. And then this I audiobook, A Welcome Reunion by Lucinda Berry, and I gave it a 2-star. And then we have the Ice Barbarian book 2, so Barbarian Alien, rated a 3-star. And then this was short, Wrong Number by T. Thomas, 2-star. And then a Kindle book, A Deal with the Highlander by Maddie McKenna, 4-star. This is when I just started watching Outlander, I think. And then we have another story that I had to read for class, and this one I did enjoy for the most part. And it is A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. I gave it a 4-star, which I'm going to change it to a 3.5. And then another book that I had to read for class, and it is Madame Restell, The Life and Death and Resurrection of blah, 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 blah by Jennifer Wright. And I rated it a 3-star. It was enjoyable, but it's just not my kind of book, And then we have a Kindle book, The Little Mermaid. It's technically like book number 6. It's a dark retelling by Nikki Dean, rated a 3. And then a book that I got from the public library, so I don't have it anymore, is The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead, and I gave it a 3.5. And then two other short stories, The Company of Wolves by Angela Carter, 3.5 star. Where Are You Going? Where Have You Been by Joyce Carol Oates, 2-star. And then an audiobook, Love at First Sight by Cara Bastone, I think that's how you say it, a 3-star. And then another public library book, Vampires, Hearts, and Other Dead Things by Margie Boston, 4-star. And then another audiobook, Still Hung Up on You by Liz Maverick, 1-star. And then we have Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, the first story. I listened to the audiobook of it just because I wanted to. And I gave it a 5-star because, Scarlett Johansson narrated the version that I listened to, so that made it just so much better. I will be reading the second story soon, but also I audiobooked it because I've already read the story in general, and I've also seen the movies. And then a Kindle book, Slain the Shifter Prince by Claire Sager, and I gave it a 3.5. And then we had Imogen Obviously by Becky Albertalli, and I really enjoyed this one. There are a few tabs in here, but I didn't tab the entire thing because I didn't want to annotate it. And I gave it a 4-star. It was very enjoyable, and this cover is just gorgeous, so it gets bonus points, And then we're going to some books that I read in a vlog. We have The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner, and I gave it a 4-star, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And then we're just going to move on to What Happens After Midnight by K.L. Walter, and I gave it a 3.5. It was, I really liked some of it, but then the rest I was like, it's not really vibing, And then we have The Grimm Society by Shonda Hahn, and I gave it a 4.5, and I really enjoyed this one as well. And then we have another short story that I had to read, A Temporary Matter by, I cannot say the author's writer's name, and I gave it a 2-star. And then we have Twisted Love by Anna Huang, book 1 of the Twisted series. And I gave it a 3.5 for, like, just certain aspects that I just didn't like. It would have been a 4 if there wasn't, like, this just one aspect of one of the characters that I just didn't vibe with. Reading vlog on this one, and also a reading vlog on the second book, Twisted Games. And I gave this one a 4.5. I devoured this one. I mean, I devoured both, but, like, I absolutely loved this one. This one I enjoyed so much. It's my favorite so far. So stay tuned for the other 2 book vlogs for this series. And then we have It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han, book 2. I gave it a 3-star. I do like this one more than the first book. I can see a little bit more maturity in our main character, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And then we have a short story that I read in my Beauty and the Beast and Other Classic Fairy Tales collection, The Beauty and the Beast, which I believe the one that's in here, like the original, is by Gabrielle Bardou de Vin. I can't say it, but that person, and 4-star. And then I'm going to skip ahead 2 books just so I can tell you the other one that I read from this one, and it is The Frog King or Iron Henry, originally by the Grimm's and I gave it a 4-star. It was different. And then we have a reread, A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is, this one is a 4-star because, like, it's not really necessary. I still love it though. It's, like, perfect for, like, being cozy. And then we have Zenith, the first book of the Jomo Saga by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings, and I rated it a 3.5. I read both books, so this brings us to Nexus, which I did enjoy a little bit more, and I gave this one a 3.75. And then an audiobook, Finding My Elf by David Valdez, 2-star. And then we have The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. I rated it a 4-star. I really, really enjoyed it. I also read this in a reading vlog. And then we have Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood. I rated it a 3.75. It just wasn't for me. All the chess talk wasn't for me, and I was expecting a little bit more romance. But also, this is classified as YA. I guess she doesn't normally write YA, and I can kind of see why. It's not giving YA to me. It's giving, like, at least new adults. And then we have Lost in Terrorland, which I get by Killian Wolf. I read it on my Kindle. 5-star. 5-star. Love it. Love it. Love it. And then on to the second book, The Devil's Gambit. And the second one I gave a 4.75. And then we have Love Holly. I gave it a 2-star, even though I really want to give it a 1-star. Yeah, I'm giving it a 1-star. My reviews get this book out of my face. Okay, no, sorry. No, really, though. It's like, despite the cover being so cute, and I felt no chemistry between the love interests. The 2 main characters are love interests whatsoever. Like, nothing. Nada. 0. And also, the main character is so annoying. And then we have The Holiday Mix-Up by Jenny Bard, which is the other holiday book that I read. And this one, I give it a 4.5. I devoured this one. And then we have a book that I audiobooked, and it is The Last Bookshop in London by Madeline Martin. And I gave it a 4-star. It's very enjoyable. And then we have a big old book, Storycatcher by Cassandra Clare, and I gave it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. Like, the further I got, the more into it I was, the more immersed I was, and I was like, yes, yes, yes. I was eating it up. And then we have a Kindle book, My Life with the Walker Boys by Ali Novak, and I started reading this because I realized that the show, after I watched the first episode, that it was based off a book. I gave it a 3-star, and then I have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, and I gave it a 3.5. It just wasn't really my cup of tea. I think my expectations for this one were way too high, so they were not met at all. I will give Iron Flame a chance, but...
Okay, I interrupt this to tell you that some books, like Throne of Glass and Better Together, I read those more than once, and I'm pretty sure might be a few others that I read more than once, so the number thingy in editing isn't going to look like 101 books, but I did read 101 books, and I'm showing you this screenshot of my Goodreads challenge just so you know I'm not lying.
And then we have some short stories from the Complete Grimm's Fairy Tales. So I started this on the 30th. So it's not finished yet because there's like so many stories. And I've read 1 through 16. Like, those aren't really chapters, but like the stories. So the first one was the Frog King / Iron Henry So, like, I already read that one in the other collection. And then Cat and Mouse in Partnership, Our Lady's Child, The Story of the Youth Who Went Forth to Learn What Fear Was, The Wolf and the Seven Little Kids, Faithful John, The Good Bargain, The Wonderful Magician, The 12 Brothers, The Pack of Ragamuffins, Little Brother and Little Sister, Rapunzel, by far, like, one of my favorites of the ones I've read so far. And then The Three Little Men in the Wood, The Three Spinners, Hansel and Gretel, and then The Three Snake Leaves. I don't have a rating for this yet. I mean, I would go through and rate every single, like, story in here, but I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm going to rate it once I'm finished with it. But I am collecting the dates of when I read each short story, and then when I go through, when I mark it as complete on Goodreads, I'm going to paste that into, like, the review, and then you can see, like, the dates that I read each story. And those are all the books that I read in 2023. If I had all of them physically, this stack would probably be higher than this. And stay tuned for more videos from me. So, like, if you're not subscribed, that would be awesome. I hate telling you to subscribe, but I'm just letting you know it's there. There's also a notification bell so you don't miss a post. And there's the thumbs up button. And there is the comment section. Don't be scared to comment. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Bye.